Hello, my name is Mio Eriksson. I am a 15-year-old boy living in Norway from Norway, and I am the founder and CEO of ericssonmedia.no. Today we will be talking about how you as a business owner, definitely if you are in the beginning, should always strive for taking big business choices. And I put that in, I don't remember where it's called, Gosane, because there is really nothing called big business decisions, uh, but there is um, a difference between a decision a typical small business would make between a big business. For example, how small businesses often think, how may I survive this month? And I'm then talking about money. How may I make enough to pay rent this month, for example, for my house? I don't know. But big businesses would then rather think, how can we grow by doing this and that? How can we buy 10 of these in the future, not survive this month? And then you will have to sacrifice a lot, as you will have to kind of magically pull money out of your asshole, because how how will you get it? But that's really how it is in the beginning. You have to take big risks to get big results, basically, and that includes then setting systems early, even though you're alone in the beginning. Going on to systems, you should really um, build systems regarding not, for example, how a small business would think, how can I get one customer by building this? Rather, how may I create a system that gives me, say, 10 new customers a month without me having to lift a finger, basically. If you rather make systems or think like that, you will definitely you will have to spend a lot more time, but it will become way more valuable, and that's just the facts. You can probably understand that on your own. And going on to on your own, basically, or feeling like you have to do everything on your own, you really have to employ employees before you are ready, basically, because after you're ready, you are either very lucky, or you will never become ready to employ employees, because for a business to make money to employ, it has to sell, and for a business to sell enough to make that money, it has to sell to a lot of people, using a lot of people, using a lot of employees. You have to have employees to make employees, basically. Therefore, you just have to start, and because you need the money, you just have to save, sell, do everything you can to employ to make that extra money to actually be able to start selling more and then getting more employees and playing that game of business, basically, if that makes sense. Big, so a lot of people, as I said, wait to employ employees. Big companies very often um, plan exactly how they will grow and employ, of course, before before they have to, basically. You should always do something before you have to do it, because then it's already too late. And going on to, or not go really on to anything, which are the thinking roles, not in persons, basically. You have to, you can't think, I need a person that helps me, basically. You can't think like that. Rather think, I need for example, a digital designer, for example. have you find out what you need that you cannot do already. If you can already do it, then don't employ someone to do it in the beginning, but you will have to employ someone to do it later. But people cannot do everything. That's why employing people is a very good way of getting to that person. No, getting uh, all traits basically in the end. Yeah. So you have to define specific roles, just like a big business would. As for example, I don't have any examples, but Sats in Norway is a very big gym company where they definitely employ a lot of people. They do probably also fire a lot of people, but that's just how it goes. You have to fire to employ, basically. In the end, it's just about making the most money, really. Going over to how you have to take action that allows scaling, basically. You have to think, will this action work with 10 employees, for example? Or will this um, action, or will this system, for example, work with 100 customers? Will it work with this and that? And then you just have to find out where it stops. I think I don't really think anything would work with, for example, the whole world population, 8 billion, I believe. There's really no, for example, systems that could handle that much. And that's where, if your limit is the world population, then you will probably get pretty far, if that makes sense. If something can't handle, for example, 10 employees, then you have to redesign it now. You cannot wait until you really have to. If you now find out that you need to redesign it, do it now, or tomorrow, of course. But I mean, don't do it when you have 10 employees, because then it's already too late. That's not what we want. You have to go away from the I will do everything mentality. Small businesses often think that I will learn it myself, I will do everything myself. But big businesses rather think, how may I get the best people to do what I can't, basically, and of course can, better and faster. And that's just how you have to think. Every big business, of course, wants to settle for the best. That will give the best results and fastest. And that's how you have to think too. Going over to the money related problems a lot of people have is that small businesses want money. Of course, they do. But that does not mean you should always charge in the beginning. I've talked about that before, giving, for example, a free month. But big businesses build that reputation before they make money, basically. And that's about giving that free month. If, for example, Ericsson Media, we give 1, 2, 3 free months per customer in the beginning, and then if they all leave 5-star reviews, for example, then that will definitely turn into something very, very great, and it will build a very, very good foundation in that kind of business pyramid. For example, how Tesla, the company, lost money. They went in minus in the first 10 years, but in the end, it definitely made a very huge impact on electric cars. And that's because after 10 years, they really figured out how to build that brand, how to sell to the rich and build that brand selling to the rich, basically. And going into money, you have to think about expenses as investments. Then I'm not talking about your Netflix subscription. I'm talking about, for example, marketing. For example, you have to think about marketing, for example, as an investment. Even though it is very, very expensive, I did have a meeting today with a man named Stefan from Norway, and he was, I think, spending I don't know the amount. He was spending pretty low amounts of money on Google advertisements, and his business didn't really make that much money. But that's, in my opinion, because they didn't spend enough, and now they're going down that rabbit hole. So we will try and fix it with Facebook ads and stuff. So we will have the next meeting now on Thursday. But that's not the point. That's really just you have to make sure that you're spending it on the right things, but then also spending enough to make a difference in the things and actually investing your money. Small businesses cut a lot of call it investments because they can't really afford it, and of course they have to cut it because they don't have the money. But you have to, in the beginning, just start big so that you can stay big. Big businesses invest in, for example, systems, people, and or advertisement, just to grow more. And that's, I think, if you do not know that, you probably should start learning or trying to learn a little bit more, if that makes sense. You have to standardize and document everything, and then I mean everything. You have to make your own SOP. If you don't know what an SOP is, it's a standard operating procedure containing all your logs, files, and how you do things in your business. For example, your onboarding process. Then you will build something that can grow without you. And regarding the growing without you, you really have to focus on trying to get out of the business, because every business should be sold, in my opinion, as a product. I like to think that's something I really made up my in my own mind, because no one else really thinks like that, I believe. How you kind of have to build a product, not a business. In the beginning, of course, you will have to rely on your own. You have to sell yourself. I'm really trying to do that. I have one very giant picture of me on the website, for example, showing people that, hey, I'm pretty young and I'm modern, but that's not really the thing. It's, in the end, you have to be able to just go out of the business and nobody will even notice a thing, if that makes sense. If you can do that, then you can definitely sell it. And if you also include things like a great foundation, a good marketing, and brand and systems and automations, if you have that included in your kind of product or business, then you will definitely get to sell it a lot more quicker and for a lot more. It gets more scalable and therefore more viable. That's really everything for today. I hope you, as a viewer, had a great time watching. If you have reached this end and you're hearing my voice right now, I just want you to know that I really respect you actually tuning in. I get an average of 0 to 5 viewers per video right now. So if you are one of those people, or maybe you want someone from the future going back, I respect you a lot, and I believe that in whichever possible place you are in life, you just lost all your money betting in a black, or you just made $10 million selling a business, you, my friend, is you are great and you will achieve very, very great things. That's everything. I hope you have a great, great day. Bye bye.